Alright, I'm Sovereign Sage, and I cannot believe that Lynette's Hangout quest is like going on for 5,000 years. Normally, the other characters, I finish it in like 2 hours. We are still on the first ending, and this is the third video. This is going on hour 3. I mean, I don't mind, I like content, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my god.
Chevra's money.
That's right. We received a message from Lumidu's Harbor that you were going to investigate the Humane Society. We didn't expect to run into you at such a critical moment.
I'm so glad that you're here, though. I need you to help me.
While at the harbor, we noticed something else extremely interesting. Apparently, you often used all kinds of excuses to swap your shifts.
Yeah, because we think she's hiding that guy's body under the harbor.
And if one were to match the times of your shifts to the activities of the Humane Society and those of certain foreign ships, they'd find them to be an exact match.
That's just a coincidence.
Yes, I'm sure you have already thought of a dozen different ways to explain away the suspicious activities. But as far as evidence goes, that should be enough to warrant taking you into custody.
Don't worry. If it turns out that the guards are still unable to find any evidence after all this, Lynette and I will do everything in our power to clear your name.
Oh my god.
Although judging by her reaction, I assume no follow-up from us will be needed.
The Lefebvres were infamous for using disguise and infiltration to achieve their goals. Who would have thought that they would have planted someone within the guards?
Judging from the timeline, they likely arranged for you to enter the guards before the fall of the clan. But they probably didn't expect you to turn it to your advantage and use your job to save yourself during the purge.
Not only that, but you actively participated in the interrogation, arrest, and judgment of the Lefebvres during their fall, thus clearing yourself of suspicion. You brutally and cruelly abandoned your allies as soon as they outlived their usefulness, just like a lizard cutting off its own tail in order to live. You've been doing this for years.
So you played me like a fool after all!
Bernard is suddenly knocked out by a sudden strike.
What was that word you used? Ally? You think that someone as foolish as him is worthy to call himself my ally? They were worthless scum, all of them. Not just Bernard and Pierre, but those Lefebvres too. They always just saw me as a tool. I lost all my chances of a normal life just because I was born into their lot. Not only that, but because they wanted me to become an undercover agent, they stripped me of my name, too. I had to live in constant fear of them while they were alive. And even once they were gone, I had to continue to bury my heritage and my name. Always worrying that their enemies would come knocking at the door. Do you know anything about what I've been through over all these years? My life as the last Lefebvre?
Oh, expression seems a bit unnatural. There's a hint of drama in the voice of the suddenly agitated little lady. It feels like her anger may be part of some kind of bluff.
I don't, and neither do I care.
Is she reading my mind? You can say that speech for the trial. No one asked about your past. No one gives a fuck. You can save that last speech for the trial, Nadia.
Are you for real? Aren't you a Lefebvre victim too?
Yeah, because her father tried to kidnap her. Well, her father did kidnap her. He was going to assault her first and then sell her off to some other guy.
Elodie, you're the only one still living under the shadow of a name.
That's enough. Keep your hands where I can see them and do not resist arrest. If you have more to say, save it for the interrogation room.
What a joke. What a joke! Hey!
Don't come any closer, it's a bomb.
Don't come any closer.
What was with her eyes? What the fuck was that?
What's that?
Oh, you know. A trap to throw you into the wall groundwater. This device seems a bit odd. The small device that Elodie took out appears very crude, as if it's made from paper mache. Yeah.
Know what this is? I've secretly planted loads of explosives in the Humane Society. Just one step closer, and whether they're cats, dogs, or just unlucky human employees, They'll all be blown up into smithereens. Surely, you bunch of goody two-shoes won't let that happen, right?
This voice sounds awfully familiar suddenly when she starts doing the psycho spiel. You know that? Like, I feel like I've heard that before. Okay. Deception. What the fuck? Assist Linny in deceiving Elodie. Stealth. Launch a sneak attack on Elodie while she's distracted. Intimidation. Helps Chavez to intimidate her. Can't read. Persuasion. Try to convince Elodie to surrender. I want to ask Linny to help me. Launch a sneak attack on her when she's distracted. Assist Linny in deceiving her. The persuasion isn't going to work. The intimidation isn't going to work either because she doesn't care to talk. There's no talking to her. Somebody at this state of mind, you cannot talk to them. Speaking isn't going to help this situation. It's only action. So it can either try to launch an attack on her or ask and deceiving. But deceiving kind of seems more like it's talking to her too. Like persuasion, intimidation, and deception are all speaking. But I'm afraid that if I try to launch a sneak attack on her, she might notice me. I mean, I'm probably going to have to replay through this numerous times, so... You fuck me. 8. Failed.
Did you think I was blind? Gardamex, get him!
Oh, I fucked that up.
Not good. She's trying to escape. We need to end this fight as soon as possible.
I mean, it's random. I was gonna do the Linny thing. I mean, I could always replay through this and see what happens when I get to this point. Oh, damn it.
A touch of frost.
Why did it slow down?
Squall and fury.
Oh my god. I'm too close to Scara and I can't see anything except for him, but you know what? That's okay. Oh my god!
Know your place.
Okay. Come on. Come on.
Busted so quickly, huh? Good thing I've already bought enough time to escape.
I begin to believe that she may have finally made it, but she was knocked out.
Phew. So I was right after all. It's easier to deal with the person causing the problem than the problem itself.
And what about the device she had?
This is it. Looks like it's just a toy.
So she really was just bluffing.
Guess that's probably why she suddenly flipped and knocked out Bernard. He probably knew that there were no explosives at the society.
She also pretended like she had a villainous breakdown. Yeah. As if she had no choice but to kill to escape her life. She also pretended.
Well, given that she never even showed her face to Bernard and Pierre, I had my doubts that she'd have gone to the society in person to plant explosives.
Thank you for your help, everyone. I'll take them back for thorough questioning and find someone better to take over the Humane Society. I might need a few statements from everybody. Would you be able to come with me?
If statements are all you need, can Linny provide them on my behalf? I still need to go back and explain some things to the crew. I also had an appointment with the Traveler before we got interrupted.
Oh, seems I already forgot. You mean when you said I could stop by your place? Contemplation, what did she say? You mean when I said I could stop by your place?
Ah, so you do remember. Yes, I invited you to come over to our place. Once I'm done talking with the troupe, I'll make a nice cup of tea and bring Bonnie to wait for you outside of my door.
I wonder how Linny feels. If you're playing as Ether, she's like, you invited me to come to your house. He'd be like, what the fuck? Think about that.
You can leave the rest of this to me. The other guards will be joining me shortly. Don't worry, they won't have another chance to escape.
There are still a few things I'm curious about. How did Elodie get her hands on the raw materials?
The materials have many other regular uses outside of being used to make imitation synth, so they're not immediately subject to being confiscated or destroyed. The harbor would usually just seize them for some time while the customs paperwork is filled out and approved. If approved, they'd be let through. and if not, they'd be returned to sender. Elodie probably used her position to replace a portion of the shipment with something else before sending the whole shipment back to sender.
It should be back to the sender. I mean, I get what they're saying but still.
Given that the foreign merchants who sent in the shipments were probably working with her in the first place, they likely just never reported the difference in what they sent and what they received. We will, of course, continue to investigate the rest of the details of this case. Now that we've caught Elodie, figuring out the whole scheme should just be a matter of time.
You know, on the ground from behind, she almost looks like those one animal girls with the fucking swords that you fight that are super tough. She kind of looks like them a little bit.
You must have spent a record-breaking amount of time in serious mode today. I can't remember the last time I've seen you like this. Is it because of a special someone?
What? The fuck is going on? What? This could be going two of one ways. One, if you're playing as Ether, he's making it seem like, oh, you only cared because it's my sister and you like my sister. Or two, you're only getting involved because it's me and you like me. What the fuck? There are still a few things I'm curious about. How did Pierre get recruited into the scheme?
Based on information that we found before, imitation synth was first circulated on a small scale in Fontaine before becoming a large-scale smuggling scheme.
Every time I hear this song, it reminds me of Harry Potter. And then the way the fucking Linny's dressed. Magic. Magic.
I'd assume that the first offerings of imitation synth came from what Pierre made in his early days. But since he was not experienced with running a clandestine operation, he was soon discovered by guard Elodie. Elodie saw the opportunity to make a great profit in his work, and perhaps even the chance of making a new life for herself, so she decided to cover his tracks. She started writing to him in Bernard's name, using what evidence she had compiled and the promise of enormous profits to blackmail him into cooperating with her. Unfortunately for her, she ran into Lynette. Even though my sister doesn't like to focus too much on a regular day, serious mode Lynette is one of the most perceptive people I've ever known. Still, all of that thinking really saps her energy. I need to go give some statements on her behalf, so I'll leave the recharging to you.
Oh, please don't say it like that. That fucking sounds horribly wrong. I'm gonna die. Oh my god. Everything has like a fucking innuendous or secret adult. I'm gonna just say adult because I don't want to say the actual term. It has a secret adult meaning. Like if you read into it in a different light, it's like, oh my fucking god. That's why I feel like it comes off extra weird. I'm playing as the female twin. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that's the thing, but like at the same time, what the holy hell, my god. Man, he took so much stupid... I am Eve, have an apple.
It's like Scar, huh?
Did you want this apple? Oh, he's not a real man, he's a fucking puppet doll, so I guess that analogy doesn't make any sense. Well, he's still a male, so maybe it does.
Black tea and a cute kitty. Truly the best combo for standby mode.
Funny that she says that when she's a cat herself, isn't she?
Want some?
A cute kitty, please. This... okay. Is this reading into some fucking strange fetish? Stop this. I'll take that tea.
I hope you'll like it.
Are you not interested in any follow-up developments from it?
Not at all. Information is indeed very important. But if you were to try to collect every piece of information you come across, your efficiency would actually decrease. Plus, if you just think about it, what sounds more fun? Writing a statement or enjoying a tea party?
The cute kitty. I want to say it on purpose because I know that's not what she said.
Great answer. That'd be my pick too. Had we not run into that case, we could have spent the entire day like this. But now, I'm running low on both time and energy.
The key isn't how long you spend in standby mode. With quality time, you should be able to recharge more quickly.
You're right. I can sense it. I'm recharging very quickly at the moment.
Still have a question, though. When did you start to suspect Elodie?
Something about her rubbed me the wrong way since the very beginning. But to be more precise, it was probably around the time when I saw Bonnie try to get away from her.
Back then, Elodie tried to get close to Bonnie.
Elodie tried to get close, but Bonnie deliberately dodged her. Maybe Bonnie had tried to evade her before at Pierre's base. Or perhaps Bonnie just instinctively knew that she wasn't a good person. Not everyone who likes cats is a good person. But if cats like you, you're probably alright.
Fair enough.
Humans tend to overthink things, but cats rely on their instincts, and they're pretty sharp. I mean, just look at Bonnie. She took a liking to you the moment we met.
Oh god, that's cute. Save it. Oh, the only thing that sucks about this though is like I've already spent 2 hours on that first half of this and we barely cleared it. Oh god. Okay. So it has 5 endings. You can see there was an ending there, there's an ending here. So that's a split down here, yeah. Ooh. Stop. This music is so Harry Potter, I'm dying. Man, you can't even see her. She's so short, she blends in with the bushes.
Now behave, and follow me to the...
Hold on, I'm gonna skip. Ah, fuck. We can't leave Bernard's interrogation to guards. Let's first rescue the animals at the Humane
Is
Society.
everything really over?
Oh, I was supposed to get it wrong on purpose.
I still feel like the relationship between Pierre and Bernard is not as simple as it appears.
Because I got it right last time. Was I supposed to get it wrong?
Also, I've had this strange sense that something's off the entire time we've been on the case. And it has only gotten worse.
Uh-oh.
No good. I've still got nothing, and I'm nearly out of energy.
Just leave it to Lynette and the others.
Alright, I'll stop thinking about it for now. At the very least, we've made it so that no more animals will suffer like those poor animals did. And that's what I hope. Let's go to the Humane Society and see if there are any animals left that might still need our help before my energy for today completely runs out.
Okay, that's different. You were supposed to fail it. But truth remains submerged in the dark undercurrents, yet hope already lies beyond the cage. There we go. You had to fail that one. So I got it right my first time, which is kind of funny. Like I got it right the first time. Okay, so we don't need to go down this route anymore. So when I zoom out, it makes it go slower, which is why I try to stay close like this. Okay. So we missed an ending here. Come on. There we go. It's at her house. Yeah, 'cause there's one where you meet her and you can ask her if you want to go, like if you want to go with the cat, like if she wants to go back to the studio. And then we're gonna choose to go back to the studio. Or the whatever. As Lynette attempts to draw a card, the device emits a harmonious grinding sound. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna skip through this because, we've already showed this in the first part.
Let's see. 4. Well, if you want to get the right answer, so to put it another way, or thank you. Here, take the phaetometer. Also,
Okay, this is where the two endings separates. How about you do neither? How about you go back for the drinks? We'll do the drink one, the neither one later. Let's hard to go back.
back to the drinks reception.
I mean, clearly you don't want to go. You could just...
Nope, I said it was your decision. I'm not gonna waste any more energy dragging my feet. Besides, the drinks reception is technically part of the job as an official publicity event. So, if I bail on it...
You'll feel guilty inside.
I might get sued for breach of contract, and that would be a huge pain in the butt. One other thing. Do you want to come with me? If you're free, I mean.
Sure. Then you'll at least have one friend there.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Don't look at me like that! What the fuck? I don't normally react that way to female characters, but the way she fucking stared directly at me fucking freaked me out. Oh my god! What was that? Because this whole playthrough for the last 2 hours, when she talks, she like looks to the side. She's never stared directly at the camera at me, ever. That's why I was like, huh? Like, she's always like stared like a little off to my side. She's never stared like dead on eye contact directly at me. What the fuck?
There you are, Lynette! Where did you disappear to? Leone and I have been looking everywhere for you. Wait, where did you get the cat?
Oh my god, these are twin maids. God, are we going into another fetish? What is happening? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? First it's cat girls, now it's twin maids. Whose fetishes are these? Oh my god. Oh my god.
I found her outside. Do either of you happen to recognize her?
I don't think so. Could belong to one of the guests, I suppose.
That voice sounds familiar.
Fair enough. That was a long shot.
So sorry we couldn't help you, Lynette.
Is that fucking Nahida? No. Another child character in this game. Like Chi or someone.
Don't worry. We'll ask around for you. Leone's probably just being forgetful.
Maybe you could leave her with us. We'll take her to the reception desk and see if they know anything. And if not, we'll just keep looking.
I'm sorry, but that voice doesn't fit. It's definitely Nahida. The reason why I say that is Nahida, when she talks, I don't know how they record the voice lines for her, but it sounds like she's talking through a muffled filter like they do for children. So it sounds like she's kind of talking like this, and you kind of hear like this around her fucking voice. Like, you could tell like somebody's trying to talk cutesy, and you could tell that they're trying to talk with their tongue a certain way, and it sounds like this. I swear to God.
Sure. I would help, but I'm a little preoccupied.
Oh my god.
Sorry to dump this on you.
I swear, what the hell?
It's no trouble at all. We're happy to help however we can.
Also, if it's no trouble, I mean, could we maybe get an autograph? And maybe a photo too?
Oh my god.
Leone! You can't spring that on her now. Not while she's working. At least wait until the event's finished. One last thing, Lynette. Director Mary is looking for you. We'll take the cat to the front desk now. See you later.
You're so fucking popular.
I'm not usually required at these kinds of events, so I don't even have an event mode. Alright, guess I better go see the director.
So depressed.
Spectacular choreography, a masterpiece of mise en scène, and the
God.
performance. Oh my, groundbreaking, dripping with je ne sais quoi. My congratulations on another magnificent show, sir.
Yes, I for one was particularly captivated by the clearly allegorical narrative undertones. The Lost Puppet shines a spotlight on the impact of technological advances in our modern society, particularly as they relate to changing modes of emotional expression and the challenge of mutual intelligibility. Such a pioneering work, so far ahead of its time. A tour de force of avant-garde theater.
I'm dying.
I can already see the headlines of tomorrow's newspapers. They will certainly be singing your praise, Director Merryu.
But it was a group effort, of course. To convey emotions in a silent show with no facial expressions, the entire cast had to go above and beyond. Everyone truly outdid themselves.
Speaking of the cast, Jillian, another strong performance from you in Director Merryu's latest show, as of course we've all come to expect from your numerous successful collaborations to date.
So just me, or does it feel like everybody is trying to, like, overly praise each other, and it's like, oh my god.
That's quite an overstatement. I've only ever played supporting roles.
It's like she's doing the same gesture that those damn puppets are doing in the background, and it's fucking weird.
On that point, you stated a few months ago in an interview that you were looking to secure a leading role in your next show. What led you to the decision to stay in a supporting role this time around?
We had a discussion about this, and while Lynette hadn't previously performed in an acting role, we were blown away by her talent, and she was a perfect fit for this character. Quite simply, this was the role she was born to play.
Oh my god, these little orbs of light coming in and out are kind of weird, actually.
Exactly. I was honored to share the stage with her. Lynette worked extremely hard in all of the rehearsals, and she's an incredibly talented actress.
Like how they say she's never acted, but when she does her plays with Linny in their magic shows, isn't that not acting? Uh-oh.
Oh, Lynette's back!
Hey, Lynette, where have you been?
Bathroom.
Were you in standby mode? Some reports say you switched to that state to recharge after a show.
Ah, method acting, of course. Such a compelling portrayal of a mechanical puppet could only be achieved by an actor who lives and breathes their role even while off stage.
Those seemingly stilted movements were in fact an inspired portrayal of the character. The ostensibly bad acting, in reality, was the product of supreme acting skill.
I went outside and there was this cat there, so I played with the cat for a bit.
A cat? We've long heard that you are a kind soul, as well as an incredible actress. No wonder your debut performance has garnered such popularity.
This show looks on track to break box office records for avant-garde theater. Lynette, any words for the fans?
Not really, no.
I believe Lynette is trying to say that the act of performance itself is the actor's true means of connecting with their fans.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see. Lynette, any comments?
Right, exactly.
But don't you want the fans to know how you're feeling right now? After the hugely successful opening of your first ever show?
That's true.
I'm sure the fans would love to learn a bit more about you too.
How interesting.
Observe Lynette to see how she's doing. Oh my god. Lynette's voice was so deadpan during the interview. She sounded like an reply bot. Hold on. Lynette has only just finished performing. She needs to recharge.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry. How rude of me.
Huh? Wait. You're the traveler who's been in the news. Did you come to see the show?
Oh my god.
Wow. Are you a fan of Lynette too? Do you have any comments on her first performance?
You Lynette, strange. Are you alright?
Yeah, it's just... Turns out, even with you here to share the load, I can't cope with this stuff, even in tea party mode.
Tea party mode? It's a
It's
power...
a power-saving
okay.
mode for participating in conversation at tea parties. Normally, I can get through an entire conversation just with, Oh, that's true. And how interesting. But at a tea party, I'm not normally subjected to a constant stream of questions. The energy consumption of that interview just now was 3 times as much as the average tea party.
It's a big adjustment. Give it some time. Maybe after a few more interviews, you'll get used to it. I feel like saying that to her is not being supportive. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's a big adjustment. Give it some time. That seems like you don't care.
I think I'd rather pray that I never have to do it again.
Lynette? Director Mariu would like you to join the group photo to commemorate the successful opening of the show.
A group photo?
It's just the members of the troupe, along with Maloney and Quarantine. Everyone's waiting for you.
Wouldn't it be quarantine? Never mind.
Alright then.
That's what you said with an accent.
See you in a minute.
Lynette and Cyril go to do the group photo.
3, 2, 1, smile.
My thanks to each and every one of you here for your help in making The Lost Puppet a success. The group photo is already being printed as I speak. You can collect your copy from the first floor after the drinks reception concludes. May it serve as a reminder of this fabulous performance every time you see it.
Mariu! Get over here. Let's have another drink. There's a few things I need you to glance over for me.
Wait, that means the reception still isn't over?
I thought the group photo was the final hurdle. Well, at least there's no more people hounding me with questions. I just need to find somewhere to switch to standby mode, and the time will fly by. I hope.
That was so ridiculous. Are you a friend? Are you a fan of hers too? What the Farina?
Hotel de Bour's Ile Flottante is as wonderfully sweet as ever.
Farina, you managed to get an invite to the drinks reception too?
Traveler? Lynette? Oh, wait, hold on. What do you mean, managed to get an invite? I'm an expert in the dramatic arts. Of course I was invited.
So I found out. I mean, I already knew. Some of the characters who voice characters in this game voice characters in Tower of Fantasy. For instance, Child's voice actor, Griffin Burns, voices a character named Zero, though they changed his name to Ray, like R-E-I, because Ray means zero. But they changed his name in game recently with the new update patch. I'm not sure why they did it, but he voices him. And her voice actress, Amberly Connors, voices a character named Tsubasa that I also have in Tower. And then Yan Fei's voice actress, Lizzie Freeman, she voices Yan Miao and Ruby in Tower of Fantasy, and those are 2 characters I use a lot. And Annie Yatko, like the Electra Archon's voice actress, Raiden Shogun or whatever you want to call her, she voices a character named Yumi, the bunny girl with a flower in her eye, and I didn't realize that. I think there was wasn't there another person? Oh yeah, Kira Buckland, I know her as 2B. She also voices Shinobu in this game, but she also voices some other characters in Tower of Fantasy. She voices, I think she voices Hilda and Meryl. And I also have those characters. Hilda and Meryl. I'm trying to think if there was any other characters. Oh yeah, for Paimon's voice actress, Karina Budiger, she also voices a character in Tower. She voices Fenrir. And I didn't realize that. Because they didn't have the characters, the voice actors' names listed next to the characters before. And they did it with the recent patch when they had a patch like a day ago. They added the characters' voice lines as credits. It'll say, next to the character, it'll say like, you know, like character voice, like CV, and it has their names, and it never used to before, which is why I didn't know. But now that I realize that they voice characters in that game, I'm like, what the fuck? Because I was noticing it. Also, Hu Tao's voice actress also voices a character named Yulan in Tower, which I noticed right away. I noticed it because the way she talks. So I was like, is that Hu Tao? So the characters I noticed right away were Hu Tao and Griffin Burns. Hu Tao and Child. Like, their voices are, you can't mishear it. So when I heard them talk, I automatically knew who they were. The only ones I didn't know was I didn't know that Paimon's voice actress voices Fenrir. I didn't know that. And I also didn't know that her voice actress voices Tsubasa. I didn't know that either. Same thing with Ai's voice actress. A's voice actress, and Yako. I didn't realize she voiced Yumi because it's so different. Like, the voice is different. I had no idea that that was her. So, that was interesting.
Naturally, people wanted to hear my comments on the emerging art form that is the Masked Mime Show.
So then, what did you think?
Remarkable, and a very worthwhile artistic endeavor. Exploring a character with no lines or facial expressions who can only communicate how they feel through their movement. Your performance was beyond anything I could have imagined, Lynette. Clearly, this was a very suitable role for you indeed.
You seem to hear a sound. If you listen closely, you can hear some small noise coming from the back corner.
Is something wrong?
Did she hear it also?
No, it's nothing. Please go on. Oh, basically, I think I'd give it a positive review overall, just not as gushing as the crowd downstairs. So, you thought they were pretty over the top too? In fairness, it's normal to bring along some vocal supporters for publicity when a new show opens, but still, this was something else. Then again, I'm no specialist in avant-garde theater. Maybe I'm just not well acquainted with their review criteria. Or maybe it's because I came to the show with some preconceived expectations. I did happen to see the original draft of Mary's script a while back.
What original draft?
Oh? He didn't show it to you? It must have been a few months ago. He came to me to get some advice from an experienced performer's perspective, and then asked if I could write a few reviews of his new play. I had a lot on my plate at the time, so I had to turn him down. I only skimmed a few sections, but they seemed quite different from the final version. I can't say I remember the plot, but I don't know. The protagonist just seemed more complex, I guess, especially in the last two scenes. Still a mechanical puppet on the outside, of course, but she seemed to have more emotional depth on the inside.
Are you fucking like trying to refer to like Skara here? Like, oh, it's a doll, but yet you act like a person. But wait, other people in this universe as of now, because he erased himself out of the Armansol tree and only I know him, other people when they meet Skara, they really think he is a real person. Like, they think he's really a human male. I'm the only one who knows the truth about him, and I think they said A after that happened. A still remembers him as well. I can't remember if Nahida knows that he's a puppet or if she forgot too, because she did forget him and we had to reintroduce her to him, but I don't know if we ever relayed that to her. I don't know. I don't remember it ever being brought up to her again. When we reintroduced her to Skara, as the Balladeer, like, I don't think we told her he was a doll, did we? Because using this analogy about the doll having emotion, I feel like that's a direct reference to Skara.
Emotional depth?
Oh, I'm just thinking aloud here. Don't take it to heart. Besides, a script and a play are two very different beasts. There are so many fine details to consider when turning a story into a stage production. More than most people could imagine. Especially with a novel art form like a masked mime show. I'm sure Mary had his reasons for the changes he made. Change of topic. I see you've escaped the crowds to seek refuge on the second floor. Fame can be overwhelming at first, can't it? Perhaps you'd benefit from hearing about the experiences of a veteran celebrity such as myself.
No thanks, I'm good. Pretty sure this will be my first and last time in this situation.
Hey, at least let me finish.
That's what he said.
Top tips on dealing with belligerent reporters. Slipping away to hunt down snacks during the intermission. Tell me everything. First, take a seat, mon ami. We must partake of Hotel de Boer's fine desserts as we talk, lest they go to waste. That was very educational.
So what was about the noise in the corner? Was I supposed to look at that or what? Educational isn't the word I'd use. They didn't mention acting once in the whole conversation.
I expect most of the people downstairs have left by now. Time to grab my copy of the group photo and get home.
But what was that scene earlier? Why would you go out of your way to be like, you hear something, but yet not elaborate on it? What? Like, and it aimed like this way too. I don't know. Oh, I'm supposed to go up. Shit. Lower? Where am I going? What the fuck? Oh! Oh.
The photo must be in this envelope right here. It's finally over. Thank you for sticking around for so long.
Like how my eyes drifted and followed that orb across the screen.
If it wasn't for you, I don't know how I would have standby moded my way through the last few hours.
Any normal person would find an event like this stressful, but enough to warrant Lynette leaving halfway through. When you left the event midway, what was the real reason? I mean, if you really don't want to talk about it,
It's fine. It's just... It was such a minor thing. While I was on stage, there was a moment when I felt like someone was looking at me. It was only for an instant, and I didn't even see who it was. But somehow, I knew it was a look of contempt. I got a vague sense of it again during the reception. Like someone was giving me an evil stare. But I couldn't figure out who it was. Normally, I'm used to lurking in the shadows on the stage and spying on other people. So, it was strange, feeling like I was the one being spied on this time.
could it have been something to do with the original script Farina mentioned? Maybe someone's jealous of you. You did land a leading role in your first show. Okay, that's true, but why would they bring up the original thing that Farina mentioned? Like, why throw her in the mix?
Or someone just took a disliking to me for no real reason. Sometimes you can like one person and dislike another for equally pointless reasons. Anyway, it was just a momentary stink eye, that's all. Nothing for you to worry about.
Okay, well, if you're not worried, I'm not worried.
Okay, problem solved. I'm gonna take this envelope and go home now.
I really should. I wanted to say the other one, like, well, you landed a fucking leading role on your first event. That would probably piss other people off that have been doing this for years, and then you come along, it's your first try, and you get it right away. That stuff like that happens in real life, and it does make people mad. The song. Wait. I feel like... You heartless puppet, you've ruined this work. Hand over the role of lead actress immediately. What? It's a threat letter?
You have destroyed this work of art. Step down from the leading role at once. Based on the tone, I'd say threat letter is right.
See, I told you. That's why I said this song. Normally this song plays when there's a threat or something serious happening. That's why I said this song. This is far more serious than a momentary stink eye. We need to get to the bottom of it. Examine the letter to see if there is anything amiss. Think back to what was happening on the first floor while we were taking some time out. That noise. There was a lot of people downstairs at the time. Any one of them could have slipped the letter into the envelope. All the envelopes were left on the table on the first floor, but nobody was tasked with watching them. I could ask reception, but it's unlikely they saw anything. Examine the letter to see if there's anything amiss. The unsealed envelope contained the group photo, the threat letter, and some photographs of Lynette from during the show. This was definitely meant for her. The letter demands that Lynette step down from the leading role, but stops short of saying what will happen if she doesn't. Neither of us recognize the handwriting. It's messy, perhaps to cover their tracks, or maybe this person just has messy handwriting.
I don't think we're gonna find any more clues here.
Shall we ask Mariu what he makes of you have destroyed of this world?
Yes, let's. Whatever destroy means, it could have something to do with the original script that Farina mentioned. Also, I'm gonna have to ask you to stick around a while longer.
Well, if you're in danger, of course I'll stay. If I don't, Lenny will probably fucking beat me.
Lynette's debut acting role thing worked out. Even the avant-garde box office is lapping it up.
Are they making that on purpose, making it fade in and out like we can't hear?
How could I ever have doubted you? If you hadn't stuck to your guns and kept sending those invitations, this opportunity would have passed us by.
See? I told you. All the times she'd refused in the past were all the more reason to keep inviting her, because it turns into a big talking point.
Are these guys behind something? The way they're talking.
Can you imagine if you'd gone with Jillian? You'd have been lucky to get half the ticket sales you've ended up with.
True. Well, Jillian still needs to get a few more productions under her belt.
Uh-oh.
Do you have a moment, Director Mariu?
Oh! Ah, if it isn't the star of the show! We were just talking about you. Hmm? Oh, and is that the legendary traveler with you? I'm guessing you're here to discuss the show with the director? Oh, you're a talented and hardworking actress, Lynette. It's no wonder you're getting such rave reviews. I'll leave you artists to discuss your work in peace. Mariu, make sure you give your star performer and her friend your full attention.
I certainly will. Lynette carries the fortunes of our entire troupe on her shoulders.
Which is funny, because she literally said she was quitting after this. Who was that?
Mr. Maloney. An investor or something, I think. I've never asked him.
So, what can I do for the two of you? I'm afraid I'll have to dash soon as I'm meeting some friends from the newspaper. Otherwise, I'd love to stay longer.
We won't take up too much of your time.
We heard that the original script for The Lost Puppet was quite different from the final show. I'm kind of curious to know what the protagonist was like in that version.
Oh, well, this is a surprise. I didn't think you'd be interested in that sort of thing. It's not uncommon for scripts to undergo major changes as they're being brought to the stage. But I'm afraid there's not much to tell you in this case. The protagonist has stayed the same from beginning to end. A mechanical puppet with a bumbling body but a sensitive soul. A stranger in time who doesn't belong. There's no doubt about it. You are the protagonist, and the protagonist is you.
What is this, Persona?
The success of one is the success of the other, and that's what made this show an artistic triumph.
I am you and you are me. I are though.
Sorry, you've lost me. Can you put it in plain words?
All right then. Delving deep in the search of core truths is the job of an artist, after all. You shouldn't give your attention to early drafts of the script, Lynette. All it would do is sow confusion where you already have clarity. The current script is the final version because it is the best version, and your performance best brings that script to life. Why, if it weren't for you, I doubt any audience would give our show the time of day.
Well, if everyone is so happy with Lynette's performance, then explain this letter.
What letter? Oh my goodness!
You heartless puppet, you've ruined this work. Hand over the role of lead actress immediately. Marius appears surprised. Marius' expression is hard to read, but the surprise seems genuine.
Destroyed this work of art? Really?
Well, Director Mariu, any idea who might have written it?
No. Who on earth would write such nonsense?
We found it in the envelope containing the group photo. Could it be someone involved in the production?
Absolutely not. Without Lynette, this show would be over. Everyone's hard work would go to waste. No, there's no way that this is someone from the troupe.
Well, is there any way Lynette could lie low now until this blows over?
Yeah, maybe Jillian could fill in for me for a while.
What? No way, out of the question. The protagonist has to be played by Lynette. Jillian can't... She's just not what the audience is looking for.
Mario's attitude suddenly changed and became a bit strange. Mario's eyes are darting around, and he's lowering his voice.
I've got it. It's a competitor. Yes, this letter must be from a competitor of ours who's trying to get under Lynette's skin. You can't lie low. That's just what they want you to do. The moment you step back from performing, they'll put their rumor mill into overdrive and drag us through the mud. They're just waiting for their chance to kick us while we're down.
A competitor? Really?
Definitely. Those lowlifes. Slander and libel are all their specialties. They drown out the truth with a flood of misinformation. And they stop at nothing once they get riled up.
Do you have a particular suspect in mind? You sound very familiar with their methods.
There's so many of them out there. Fame always seems to attract haters.
True.
No matter what you do to try and keep everyone happy.
True.
But don't worry, I will get to the bottom of this.
Will you?
Stay strong, Lynette, and keep up the good work on stage. I have to go and meet my friends from the newspapers now, but rest assured, I'll be discussing countermeasures with them.
Oh my god.
So, a competitor, huh?
Do you think that's really it, though?
I kinda doubt it. We've dealt with those types before. Usually their goal is to steal our venue for their own show, or to cover up a scandal by planting a story to divert public attention. But at the moment, I don't think anyone's got a reason to do any of that stuff. Let alone pull a stunt like this. A threat letter is quite extreme. Besides, when I felt that evil stare, I'm pretty sure it was coming from somewhere backstage. So that rules out a lot of people.
Was it Jillian? Because she was replaced.
I'm actually more concerned about Maryu. When I mentioned Jillian, his reaction was pretty unusual.
So you noticed that too?
Especially since Maloney mentioned that the initial plan was to cast Jillian as the lead. Sounds like there was an original protagonist as well as an original script. I should probably go talk to her.
Do you know where she lives?
Yep. She told me she lives in the Flow of Sandra.
Oh god. Staring at those cakes. Oh! The dog! You're staring at the dog. How do I get out of here? I didn't see the dog. Oh, that kind of freaked me out. Oh. And I wanted to try to do Chiori's story quest too. I don't want to fill up my console with too many videos. It takes up a lot of space, and it also takes a long time for them to upload too. I didn't think this was going to take this long. Most of these hangouts are only 2 hours. This one's going on 3 and we're not even done. I mean, I guess that's okay. Okay. No. I was trying to see if isn't there an exit? No. I know where it is. I have to go around through the front. Just find the staircase. Like this. Oh shit. Oh. Oh. That guy is probably like, what the hell's going on? Oh, you know why? Look at my thing. It's like negative 108, 110. My connection's bad to the server. I was wondering why it was acting funny. What the fuck? Normally I'm like at 44 or 45 connection. If it's turning yellow, my connection's poor. And it causes the game to act funny. Oh no. I was wondering what the fuck was going on. When I started ascending, that's why I was like, oh.
Lynette? What are you doing? You're not welcome here.
Oh my god, I'm so jealous of you and I'm preppy. Fucking look at the fire behind me. Oh.
I've been to the Fleuve Sandra plenty of times before. And this is the first I'm hearing about me not being welcome.
Things are different around here. You might be used to a crowd of bootlicking morons fawning over you wherever you go.
What the fuck?
Not down here. We know what you are.
What do you mean?
Bootlicking morons?
She's got a bone to pick with you, I guess.
I don't know. I've never met this kid before.
Gina, stop that! Go home now!
Jillian!
No buts. How many times do I have to tell you? That had nothing to do with Lynette.
Because she's a child of the hearth.
If you don't leave right now, I swear I'll never invite you to one of my shows ever again.
Jillian! Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that.
What the fuck is happening? A few more choice words from Gina and she storms
I'm
off.
so sorry. Gina's always been a strong-willed child. That's why I never let her visit me at work.
It's okay. I have younger siblings too, so I get it. She's in her rebellious phase, huh?
Was she supposed to be like a 12-year-old? Because she didn't look 12.
If you let angsty kids get you riled up, they'll drain all your energy.
True.
So don't worry. I won't let it get to me.
Well, the situation's a little different in this case, but still, thank you. So, what brings you to the Fleuve Sandra?
Can we talk about the original protagonist? You?
We heard about it from Maloney. He said you were originally supposed to play the lead.
Maloney, huh? Of course he couldn't keep his mouth shut. I'm sorry. I never mentioned it because Director Mariu was very clear that I mustn't let any of it affect you.
Well, Lynette received this letter.
What's this?
You heartless puppet, you've ruined this work. Hand over the lead role of the actress immediately. Gillian appears surprised. On Gillian's face, there's panic and doubt. The center thinks that Lynette has destroyed the show. Could it have anything to do with the original script and protagonist?
I don't know. Who would do something like this?
Don't be scared, Julian. Just tell us what you know.
Okay, I'll try. It's true. I was originally cast as the lead in The Lost Puppet. I've worked with director Mariu many times before, but only in minor roles. The audiences and critics never had much to say about me. Nothing terrible, but nothing amazing either. A few months ago, Mariu started working on a new show, so I plucked up the courage to ask him if I could take the leading role. He was hesitant, but he agreed to let me try for the part. We did a few rehearsals, everything seemed to be going okay, but then...
There's been a change of plan, Gillian. The leading role will now be played by Lynette.
Lynette? But she always turns these things down, doesn't she?
And that's why we cannot afford to waste this opportunity. Gillian, I understand how you must be feeling. But Maloney and myself have to do what's best for the production as a whole. Next time, the lead will be yours. I promise.
The fuck?
I was incredibly disappointed at first. But I also know full well that I don't have Lynette's star power. Without Lynette, how could we ever convince people to pay money to go and see a masked mime show? And if the show was a flop with me in the leading role, how would I answer to the director and the rest of the cast? Then, I got to meet you on stage and found that you're really down to earth, in a way that not many celebrities are. You were kind to everyone, and your performance wasn't bad. Whatever disappointment I had left at that point, I certainly wasn't about to take it out on you.
By wasn't bad, you mean it wasn't great either. So, I'm guessing Mariu changed the script to simplify the protagonist, make her a dumbed-down version of the